I'm Deputy Tony Butita. I'm a captain of Santa Clarita Search and Rescue Team. Today we had a call, originally called out by Homicide Bureau, to look for a 29-year-old mentally distraught male in the Val Verde area. A lot of people don't know the Val Verde is part of Santa Clarita, just off the 126 and the 5 freeway. That was at about 8 a.m. We had, at that time, a quad team show up, and after about an hour of searching, they requested a dog team and the drone team. So our drone team from SEB came out with 3 drones and searched a few areas, and within on their second deployment of the drone, within 10 minutes, spotted our subject about 25 feet over the side. He appeared to be alert and conscious, and we were able to direct in with the help of the drone team, our quads, and ground-based rescue. Turned out that he just needed a little assistance getting up the hill, and two of our quad team members were able to walk him out and reunite him with his family, who was very happy to see him. It was very odd for him to go missing for that long. He's according to his family and friends, well known of just going on a hike maybe for an hour, 2 hours, but never overnight like that. I was able to talk to him on our walk back, and he was just telling me how he's very cold, very thirsty. He didn't really have any experience on how to keep himself warm. He just basically stood out there in the elements and was freezing all night. The only thing he told me was he kept his arms close to him, and that was it. So that was all he knew. So having the drone team, we probably for sure would not have found him. Probably not today. Our quad team passed by that spot above him probably 3 to 4 times throughout the day, and you know, if you don't stop and get off and look at every turn, you're not going to find them. So the drones were just very useful. And I think this is yesterday, Montrose had the same thing. Within 10 minutes of launching the drone, they also were able to make a find of a critically hurt patient. That for sure saved his life. His condition, he would not be here if it weren't for the drone. So it's a great tool that we're starting to use a lot. Not only, well, technology in general has greatly changed our how we go about searches. 20 years ago, we had a search like this guy without cell phones. It'd be a 3, 4, 5 day search. Nowadays with cell phones, especially the iPhone with the satellite capability, we're finding people within hours, sometimes minutes even. If we can make contact with them and they can look at their phone and send us a pin drop. We didn't have that technology before. And now if they're in a very inaccessible area, we can send the drone over there to verify that that is where they're at before we start sending tons of assets and, you know, wasting a lot of valuable time.
Search and rescue team, most people don't know that you're all volunteers. How does that work in terms of when you guys get a deployment, someone goes missing, what happens?
So all 8 county teams in Los Angeles are made up of reserve deputies and volunteers. Most people don't know that. So when the pager goes off 24/7 all year long, these people are dedicated. They're highly trained. They will drop everything they're doing, family events, work, and respond to the citizens of LA County. And actually, we'll respond on a mutual aid all over California and sometimes into other states.
With the drones now, it happens even faster.
Yeah, this really is game changing. And it was back on September 9th that this first training of the local Part 107 pilots for all the rescue teams just happened this month. And we've already had 2 successful finds. It's like truly amazing.
What was preventing him from actually looking for where he came from? Or was he hurt? I heard you say something about he was missing his shoes or something.
Yeah, he was suffering some kind of a mental break. Because honestly, if he really wanted to climb out of there and walk back home, he probably could have. So whether he was just needed a little more time by himself, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, and he wasn't that far actually. He was probably within a quarter mile of his house.
My name is David Navarrete. I work for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Special Enforcement Bureau. One of our collateral duties is being drone pilots. We obviously got a call today from the Santa Clarita Search and Rescue. We responded and gave them the assistance they're asked. They gave us the intel of the area, what area they had searched, what area would be tough to search on foot. From there, we decided to go to the location. We deployed several drones. Within 15 minutes, I believe, of the initial deployment, one of our observers saw some movement on a hillside. From there, we were able to fly the drone over the UAS and confirm that it was our missing person. From there, we contacted the search and rescue team. Us, along with them, responded over, and we were able to conduct a rescue of this person.
Can you get into without being able to use the drone? How difficult would it have been to find this guy?
I mean, there's a lot of brush and very, very steep hills. So, I mean, on foot, it was tough to get vehicles up there. We hiked most of the way up there, so I can only imagine what they were going through on the quads, and not being able to see down into those valleys. It just makes it's a tool that is invaluable to us to be able to get into those deep corners that it's much tougher to get to on foot.
So you couldn't really, off the road, you'd have to know exactly where you're looking.
You know, as an observer, it's our job to scan the horizon, and that's pretty much he was 20 feet off the top of the hill, so off that horizon. So we were able to see him, and then just from his movement on the hillside.
It's got to be tremendous to be able to have this tool to use.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're very lucky, very fortunate.
I think you can get that in a lot closer, and looking at it on a big screen is better than being up in a helicopter at 500 feet.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Kind of
Yeah.
explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So some of these have the capability, like some of our goggles, we can put them on iPads, and we can have not only ourselves, the pilots watching, but an observer and someone standing next to us, and they can watch it on the iPad or whatever we have to use. So be able to see everything that we're seeing in real time.
As far as training goes, most people think of the standard police officer, sheriff deputy training as going to the range and whatnot, but it seems like you guys are doing a completely different type of training to save lives. For you, how has this changed how you respond in terms of going to these special missions that you have to undertake?
It just builds our skill. I mean, flying through hills and through trees and stuff like that is not very easy, and luckily we have a really, really good training program. Our command staff backs us really well, and they push us to train and just be better. So